Hello and welcome to Saving People Queering Things, the supernatural podcast where the brothers try their hand at marriage counseling? Question mark?
Big question mark.
Today we are pulling up to season 7, episode 5, Shut Up, Dr. Phil.
Now, see, I think because it has an exclamation point at the end, we got to just be like, shut up, Dr. Phil.
Shut up, Dr. Phil. Shut the fuck up.
Please.
That's the energy.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to swear in their titles, but
they should be.
It's giving that.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Sam. My pronouns are they, them.
And I'm Noah. Pronouns he, him.
The question I have for you today, Noah, is do you think that you could have done a better job counseling the couple in that situation? And if you think you could have done a better job, how would you have handled it?
Okay. Well, the first part, I would have said, yeah, probably, because the brothers are just so emotionally unavailable
They don't
constantly.
know what to do.
They're bad at it. I've been through enough relationships that I would have some prior experience to lean back on and be like, hey, sometimes compromise is where it's at. And if one person doesn't want to compromise, then the relationship in general is just not going to work out. Maybe you should kill each other. I don't know, but they're immortal. So like, that's a little somewhat immoral.
Right.
Like, that's maybe a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I would try, and I feel like I would try a little bit better than the brothers, but the way that they kept saying stuff that got the other one upset, like if whatever side they were supporting, the other side would strike out at them.
So funny.
Lean a little too hard one way at the wrong moment, and they'd be like, you know what, you're done. I'm just gonna cut you off here.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if I had if we were doing it together, that might be the better question, is that like if this duo could tag team off on it, and would we be able to talk them down?
Yeah.
I think we'd be pretty good at it.
I mean, yeah, I feel like our collective knowledge and calmness could potentially.
Yeah. Especially in a crisis, I feel like we're both pretty good at remaining calm when things are dangerous.
Yeah. I am surprised though that they like listened.
Yeah, me too.
Like they were like in the middle of the spell and like Dean just is like, hey, wait. And they stopped.
Felt a little plot, convenience, but
yeah,
we like it. And it turned into a really great scene after that. So,
oh yeah, hilarious.
Can't complain at that. What would your tactic be?
I don't know. I think it would maybe like be a little calmer than Sam and Dean's, but also at the same time, like they have this like they're very powerful and dangerous. So I feel like
there's a little bit of desperation there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. They are quite all over the place. I feel like I would have maybe stuck to one idea.
Okay, yeah. So if I'm talking the wife up because he cheated, and I would talk mad shit about that. And would you talk up the guy and be like, hey, it's okay. Sometimes you make mistakes and you got to get past that. Or like what? Like,
no.
Yeah, that's the hard
that was
part.
not the correct thing to say.
One of us would have to side with him to balance it out. And I don't know about that.
I feel like I would more want to like facilitate conversation between the two of them and not insert my own ideas.
Good. Yeah.
Like, why don't you guys talk? I'll be a mediator.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. And not a punching bag, please.
Yeah, not a punching bag. Please don't throw me up against a wall.
Or bees.
Or bees all over my face.
God. It's a good time.
Hilarious.
So the fact of the matter is we would win. We would do better than Sam and Dean did together.
We'd do better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct. Well, glad we've settled that.
The question on everyone's mind.
Well, now that you've met us for today, it's time to catch you up. If you haven't watched Supernatural recently, here's what you've missed on the road so far. First up is me. I'm going to recap the show up until this point, which is getting harder and harder to do because we're in season 7.
It's so much more complicated now.
I'm like, what has even happened?
Yeah.
So much.
Everything, basically, except for the second half of the fucking show. So like,
gosh. Yeah.
You'll do great though, I'm sure.
Thank you for the confidence.
Let me know when you're ready and I'll count you in to recap 7.5 years worth of television.
God, let me think.
And I mean, to be fair, you can breeze through the first 2 seasons pretty fast.
That's true. You can. Yeah.
Sometimes I get too hung up on the first 2 and then it's like, ooh, okay.
Right. Whoa. And then you run out of time. Okay. I'm just going to go for it.
Hell yeah. Balls to the wall. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so there's these 2 brothers and they're hunters and their dad's kind of an asshole, but then he dies, so it's fine. and they hunt monsters, and then there's an apocalypse and demons and angels, and then one of the brothers falls in love with the angel, and it's really cute, but then it's also really chaotic. And now there's Leviathans in the mix. And yeah, I didn't really talk about anything at all.
No, but you know what? We like it. We like it.
That's all you need to know about the show.
Didn't even mention that both of the brothers have been to hell.
Oh, right.
But hey, you know what?
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. We focus on the big things, big ticket items only.
That's right.
And we're not mad about
it. Well, now it's Noah's turn to recap this week's episode, which is a lot less things to cover.
A lot less. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the brothers come into town and they're like working on this mysterious deaths that they find, and then every place they visit, there's like a weird coin that they find, and so they send pictures to Bobby because he knows everything and he's their father, and we all love him. And then they are investigating and it seems more and more like witches are involved, and they talk to this one suspicious guy named Don. Fuck that stupid name. Anyway, they realize that they're both witches, and so they have like it's just like a whole immortal couple fight, and the brothers try to solve it all with talking, and they do pretty good.
Nice.
All things considered.
All things considered. They do talk them down in the end. So.
Yeah, and that's what's really important this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now that you're all caught up, it is time for this week's hunt. Today we are pulling up to Season 7, Episode 5, Shut Up, Dr. Phil, through the theme of choice. I think this is a really interesting theme for this.
Very much so.
Episode.
I'm excited to break down a lot of the choices that happen in this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, right out the gate, the like very first kind of scene is Dean having nightmares and seemingly being very haunted by his most recent choices.
Yep. Which the first clips being about Cass, which was very good. Love seeing him back in any sort of form. It's been 4 episodes since we saw him.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy about that.
Feeling deprived.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, killing Amy and feeling like he's let down Sam with, the hell trauma. Like, yeah.
It's really weighing on him.
Which after last episode and him like going through a whole trial about his guilt, maybe he would learn to like deal with that a little better. But no.
You would hope, but no.
Nope.
Deal with our feelings. We don't do that on this show.
Not at all until the last 2 episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
But still not even then. No, I do think that not only do the nightmares present a lot of the prior choices, but then Sam straight up confronting him and being like, hey, you can't really share, like, we can't deal with stuff if you don't talk about it. Like, that's like a big step. And Dean's like, shut the fuck up, move on. I'm fine. Like,
yeah, he really does not want to talk about it.
At all.
At all. And Sam is like really pushing.
Yep. Which leans us right into the sibling dynamic of these two. With
oh my gosh,
Sam being like, yeah, okay. And Dean being like, no, don't say yeah, okay. Like, yeah, okay. He's like, yeah, okay. These two are basically related at this point.
And like Sam going on his run or bike and being in his little
no. It's a run for sure. And Dean's like, what are you, Lance Armstrong? He's like, that's biking. And like every time he brings it up, he's like, biking. I was running. Biking. Like, what are you
doing?
It was so good.
It's so funny.
A real dumbass choice that I noticed right in the beginning, and not one from the brothers, surprisingly. The Leviathan that's chasing them, he like kills this person, feeds on them, right?
Yeah.
But then in the middle of town, he's like at a gas station or something, talking on the phone to the other Leviathans. He just opens up the trunk for no reason to where the dead body is right there.
I know. And then he leaves it open for a while while he talks on the phone.
He's just talking, just chatting, and he's not grabbing anything out of there. Which, like, sir, if you were going to use the fucking back seat or the passenger seat, like, what are you doing? Don't expose this dead body
to the whole world.
What? Oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah, they really don't think often.
Not at all. Which, like, I guess, if you're in character as a Leviathan who hasn't been on Earth and has no real reason to feel like shame about that, sure, I guess there's an argument to be made for that. But they're clever enough to plan their whole hospital heist of bodies. So I feel like they know what they're doing is like frowned upon by everyone else. So
yeah, I mean, maybe it's like a bit of cockiness and being like, it doesn't matter if anyone sees I'm powerful enough.
Even if they did, I'd just eat them too. Like,
right.
Okay, fair, but still
odd behavior.
So stupid.
I thought that it was funny when you see Dean doing the like research on his laptop. You can see in his search that just what he's searched is freaky accidents.
That's so
I thought
good. Oh my
like
God,
this
I
is
did
how
not
he
notice
figures
that.
out how to get cases. He just Google searches freaky accidents and stuff comes up.
I wonder, I'll do a little.
Ooh.
Oh,
No, it's
well, okay,
typing
so
into Google freaky accidents.
there's a New York Post whole page about it.
Oh my goodness.
There's quite a few.
Oh my God.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I
I
guess
mean,
it
they're
would
out
work.
there.
It
Yeah,
would work.
it would work. Well done, Dean. Efficient.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Okay, we're done with that.
Yeah, this is
That
now
part might
getting.
be cut. We'll see. No
Hmm.
bummers. I
Anyways.
did really like how Dean knew how the hair dryers work, like he had a working knowledge of
That's a good point.
the whole process there,
Right.
which I liked
Interesting.
that. And it's like, okay, so you've been to a hair
All
salon
right,
before.
Dean.
Maybe you've imbibed before. Who
Mm-hmm.
knows? Which, okay, sorry. If we're talking about the hairdresser, the opening scene, I feel like that lady did not try her best to get out of that chair.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean, I also had this thought. I was like, what, this seems like it should be way easier than
way
you're making it
easier.
difficult.
Slump
But then there was a point where she like almost seemed to slip out and then she like it looked like she got pulled back. So I think it was like something was holding her in the chair. Like the spell was it wasn't just
Okay.
the hair dryer, like it was it had trapped her
It was like magnetized her
there.
to
Yeah.
the. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah. Because yeah, she could have just like her only her part of her head was in it. Like she could have just slipped out of the
Yeah,
chair.
she's clearly never gone no bones on someone before and just
Right.
collapsed.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like this part of the spell is that she can't escape. That's
That
the
would make
point.
sense. Okay.
Rough though. Oh my God, what a
Yeah,
nightmare.
not a good way to go out if we're
I don't think
ranking
I'll
them.
ever be using those machines.
Nope. Okay.
New fear unlocked.
What were the? Because there were 3 deaths that we saw, right? It was the hairdryer,
Yeah.
the porta potty, and
Well, the hairdryer, the porta potty, and then they mentioned something about a hot tub, but we didn't see that
that's
one.
right. Oh,
And then there
electrocuted
was
in a
the
hot tub.
cupcakes, but that one she didn't die because it's 17.
Yeah, they avoided that one. So if you
Yeah,
had to
someone
rank,
boiled in his hot tub, but we don't see that. They just talk about it.
which is good. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
If you had to rank those 4 on
Ooh.
worst to best way to go out,
Fuck.
none of them are pleasant.
None of them are pleasant. I mean, and in all of them, like it's not quick. It doesn't seem quick
No.
in any of them.
Boiling, frying,
Oh,
shot
God.
with a bunch of nails, or choking on your own blood. Like, yeah,
I feel like the boiling one would be the worst.
that's fair. That's fair. I think,
Like, just,
yeah,
no.
the frying one might be a little worse for me,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I think the nails is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Because it'll hurt for like 30 seconds, and then he gets those last 2 through the eyes.
Yeah,
and
it's
that
pretty
ends it all.
immediate after the last ones.
Yeah, but it would still fucking suck.
My God. Yeah.
Choking on your own blood feels really, really bad. Panic
Yeah.
moves a
Oof.
lot. But I also feel like that one would be quicker than the frying and boiling. This is
Yeah, and like
not
I feel like choking is terrifying,
yeah,
but it's not like painful in the same way as
Yeah.
some of the other ones.
definitely fair. So this is a fun conversation. What about
We're really
we're doing great today. How's everyone's mind state? Just a little check-in on the listeners. Hey,
yeah.
it's-
Please take
it's-
care of yourself.
It's always looking better than the next day.
Yeah.
Keep on trucking. And if you don't want to, reach out to somebody and have a conversation with them about it.
Yeah. And like obviously we're making light of this because it's a show and
Yes.
it's made to be ridiculous, but trauma is real.
Very
And
real.
accidents do happen and they are horrible. And we acknowledge
As
that.
we've learned in this episode, sometimes freaky accidents do happen in real life, and if we were hunters, we would be able to find some of them. But take care of yourselves. That being said, I was watching this episode while eating dinner, and whenever they got to the porta potty scene,
Bold choice.
I was really worried that there would be some nasty porta potty death that happened that was more gross than what did
Right.
happen.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
no, please don't. don't.
Don't ruin my meal.
I also hate how good of a line Dean has when he is investigating the porta potty death, the nail death. He says, taking a leak before he sprung a few. That line shouldn't as it was, but yeah, okay, I see you.
Oh gosh, Dean and his one-liners.
He makes it work.
He really does.
And maybe that's just Jensen Ackles, but
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
I will say I appreciated this. Like, I mean, obviously it's not like a light episode because there are lots of deaths and whatever, but it's more of like a simple episode. It seems like a little bit of a break from like the really like complicated Leviathan stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is just like, oh, they're investigating like the old days.
Yeah.
And it's witches and it is
like,
sort
of a Monster of the Week episode.
Yeah, it's very much like that. And it was kind of nice.
They tie it into everything happening really well with the Leviathan like following them and checking in and whatnot. But then to have skipping to the end of the episode, to have the one of the witches just like shut him down like it's nothing with one spell.
I know, it was like, damn, these witches are fucking powerful.
One of the notes I had at the end was like, okay, so are the boys about to start working with the witches? Like, what's if they know they can at least shut them down for a bit, for a few days?
Yeah, I know. Okay. My note is plot twist: the witch is stronger than the Leviathan.
Yeah, which is wild. I want to know if they could kill it if they tried. Yeah. You know, like that would be pretty cool. A Leviathan versus witch army fight. Fuck yeah. Especially if Bobby knows that the witches have like that ability, he would learn whatever he needs to get into witchcraft. True. Like he can make it work.
That's a good point. Another question I had was when they, like, I forget her name, the one with the cupcakes.
Oh, not Maggie. Karen? It wasn't Karen. Wendy.
Oh, Wendy.
Yeah.
When they go and like they save her and they're looking for the coin and then Sam finds the coin. Do we know why the coins were destroying coins with bullets and not fire? I was expecting Sam to like set it on fire.
I mean, I guess heat in general is kind of the vibe, and bullets do have a pretty significant amount of heat when they're shot that closely.
True.
But yeah, no, I was definitely expecting him to throw it in the sink, pour some lighter fluid on it.
Yeah.
Take it off.
But he just shoots the counter.
Which, okay.
He just shoots a bullet at it.
She's going to have to replace that later. Are you paying for that, Sam Winchester? I don't think so. Also, the amount of blood she's going to have to get out of the floor now. She's been coughing up. Like, fuck. Yeah. They have no regard for collateral damage to property damage.
Oh, no. I mean, they saved her life, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it balances out.
She can, fix a counter.
Which would you rather choke on your blood in your kitchen floor or do a really good mop job and replace part of your counter?
Yeah, remodel.
Yeah, especially if you like can get a payout from your boss. Be like, hey, so you know how your wife tried to cast a spell on me? You're gonna pay for this counter.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty easy.
Fair.
One thing that I definitely noticed, and maybe this is part of okay, so I mean it ties into what's going on in America right now, and I hated that they referenced it at all.
Yes.
This motherfucker should not get any sort of mention on this show at all, unless very derogatory, and I'd be proud of that. But Dawn Stark has a signed picture of Trump Tower. And Dean says, the Trumpster. First of all,
Trumpster.
Glad that he didn't say anything like positive, like, wow, nice. Like he just said, that is who that is. Like, okay, I like that. Because first of all, fuck that guy. You can't.
Fuck that guy.
Cannot believe that anyone would vote him into president once, let alone let him come back and try again. Okay.
Yeah. Go off, Noah.
His entire disrespect of people, women, people of color, people with disabilities. Like, this motherfucker should not be allowed to be out of prison, first of all, because he just we caught him. He was meddling with the election. How is he not?
What happened?
Okay. If any of our listeners are supportive of Trump, hey, I know we want the listens, but like you should stop. Like, I'm fine. I get it. I don't want you because oh my God. Also, don't come at me in the mentions about like, hey, this is why he's good. I don't care. No. I get that he ran a good business, sure, but how many people did he put into the ground to get it going? Like, I have zero respect for him, and I hate that he's mentioned in this episode or this show at all. I hate it.
I know. He's everywhere. It's like, damn, how long ago was this?
This was 2011. So he was just a TV star at this point. And now here he is trying to con his way out of a jail sentence. Okay. So
we do not support. Fuck that guy.
Fuck Trump. That's all the airtime we're going to allow him because he's a shit and we don't want his name
doesn't deserve it
on our podcast. Moving on to a subject that I love talking about. Dean calls Bobby, okay? And a good father figure. And he when he first calls him, he's like, "Hey, it's Dean." And there's a pause and Winchester. Very funny. Like
very funny.
Love that shit.
Stats going on between Dean and Bobby on the phone. This whole episode is
good.
Golden. I love it.
10 out of 10. Oh my God.
And when he's like writing stuff down, he's like, no, I'll remember. I don't need to write it down. I got it. 2 seconds later, starts writing it down.
Wait,
what was that?
Hold up. And like gestures at Sam for the pen. Like, okay. So good.
No, I'll remember.
Oh, got it. Gosh, Dad. Okay, one sec. Wait, hold up. I underestimated how much it was.
So funny.
Very, very good. Also, Dean setting off Sam setting off the car alarm to let Dean know that Mrs. Stark is back. That was some good, clever, thinking on your feet for Sam, which I loved.
Yeah, this is what I mean about this. Like, I like this episode because it feels very like, oh, they're just doing their investigating thing and they're working well together and they're like their little fake FBI team.
Oh, it's good.
I felt a little nostalgic about
a little bit. Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
They did also say the captions were like ancient language speaking, like, whenever she's casting the spell or whatnot.
Yeah.
But she says muerte, which is death in Spanish. So what ancient language are we using here? That was the one word I caught. I was like,
with a sprinkle of current language.
Okay, maybe it's, some Central American language that supposedly broke down into Spanish at some point, but okay.
I wonder where the writers get the spells. Like, how do they write the spells?
Because surely they can't pull it from like actual Wiccan books and whatnot. Like, because I wouldn't want to put that in a TV show because I'd be too scared that every time it played, it would cast a spell on someone. Like, no, I'm good. I'll make some shit up. It's fine.
Yeah, it seems safer.
Way safer. Because then it's like, monkeys in front of a typewriter. Surely, maybe I could accidentally type out a random phrase of gibberish that could be a spell, but like not, at least I'm not doing it on purpose.
Right. Yeah. The intention matters, I think.
Yeah. It was pretty cool that Maggie called them out as hunters basically as soon as she like interacted with them.
Yeah, she really caught that.
Yeah, whereas
she was on top of it.
They interacted with Dawn for like 45 minutes maybe and didn't pick up that he had some witch abilities. Like, okay,
I forgot. I had forgotten that he was also a witch. So when that was revealed, I was like, oh my God,
it was a good reveal. I was pretty certain that there had to be some extra twist. Like, it couldn't just be that the wife is the witch. Like, I was like, come on, like, we've done that before.
Yeah,
let's branch out a little bit. But
how would the husband not?
Right.
And he's acting suspicious.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Sue, Maggie's like best friend, who is clearly in love with her. Right. Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
It's so clearly advertised.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, wait, are we villainizing lesbians here? Like I don't like that vibe. What's happening here? And then she gets killed by Dawn. Like, okay. So
and then Maggie doesn't even really seem to care.
Not
She's
at all.
She's just like, okay, game on.
Which in hindsight from the end of the episode makes a little bit more sense if they're like so old that she fucked Columbus. Like, okay, yeah, I guess she wouldn't be too invested in this relationship here. But in the moment, I was like, the fuck? That's your best friend? Like, what? And you just blink and move on?
He's like, all right, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're that old, it's like,
yeah. Which I'm always a fan of introducing immortal type characters living among humans. Like, yeah, I like that vibe a lot. And the art melting off the walls or off the canvases, that was so cool. Like, that was really good effect to do. I was like, okay, shit, I like that. It reminded me a little bit of Velvet Buzzsaw, which was a Netflix movie that came out a couple years years ago, which didn't quite live up to the hype in my opinion, but it was about pieces of art coming alive and killing people.
Ah.
So it was like kind of similar, like the way the art just like, whoa, doesn't work anymore. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Speaking of the art.
Yeah.
Benefit, exhibit, auction, auction.
Oh, yeah.
Art auction. Speaking of the art auction, so the filming in this episode is mostly in Fort Langley, which is just outside of Vancouver.
Ooh.
And Fort Langley is one of like my favorite places.
Really?
To visit. Yeah, I like grew up going there.
Dang.
And so the art auction building is like one of the oldest, like most iconic buildings in Fort Langley. And they have a lot of like actual real life art things that happen in that building. So as soon as they I kind of recognized the inside of it already. And then they panned out to showing the outside of the building. And I was like, oh my God, I've been there. Like so many times I've been inside. I've done an art market myself inside.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that was a fun realization.
Just had to come on and flex that bit. We love it. We love it.
I've been there.
I cannot wait for whenever I make it up there next fall.
Yes.
And we can go tour as many supernatural important places as possible.
Yeah.
In like a day. Just hit as many of them as you can.
Yeah.
We can do our version of 21 Pilots Lavish video where we just like hit a bunch of different spots around town.
Yes.
A little video
I love
there.
that. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
good.
And if you're are you a Riverdale fan?
Not as much, but KJ's trying.
Ah, yes. Well, the building, the Fort Langley building, that is like very commonly used in Riverdale as their like town hall.
Okay, I was gonna say it does have kind of town hall vibes. If I was like pulling for a Riverdale building,
yeah, it's used for a lot of movies because it has a very like kind of
I mean, if it's the oldest
small
building in
town hall,
Langley, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, very cool.
Badass. Okay, well, I think that brings us into sort of the relationship, the witch relationship drama, and how they deal with it. Which also sort of brings me to my mixtape song for this week.
Me too.
Oh shit. Okay, perfect. Mine is Fuck Somebody by The Rex. And I say fuck because it's FVCK. So whatever.
Gotcha.
And it's a song that's all about like, I think this relationship isn't going anywhere, but I can't end it without there being a good reason. So I wish you would fuck somebody. I wish you would steal my money. I wish you would do whatever I can use as a reason to end this rather than, well, I'm just not feeling it anymore. Bye.
Right.
So I don't know. It kind of felt like that's sort of where these two are at. They're like, you know what? I fucking hate you. Even though what they really needed was kind of like a reframing of their relationship. Like they're just stagnant, I guess. And I guess that's what the narrative is trying to put out there. Like they needed a bit more fire, a bit more passion.
Yeah.
They had kind of gotten bored.
Yeah. I mean, if you live for that long.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay. If you've been dating since 1490s, like, okay.
Right.
Yeah, I guess you'd have a little bit of boredom.
Yeah.
But it's a bop and it's really good song. Yeah. So go check it out if you haven't.
Amazing. Mine is like the same kind of vibes. The choice that I chose, Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift. And because this fight gave me those like vibes of like, I did this because you did this, but you did this and you did that. It's just like,
what was that first sound?
Very
again?
like teenager-y, and it's so funny to me that they're just going back and forth, being like, well, you did this, and well, I only did that because you did this, and it's like,
and it's very clear that neither one of them is listening to the other one.
Yeah, no.
Okay, damn, it's a good pick.
Yeah, thanks.
Off of, in my opinion, come at me in the comments, but it's one of her best albums. Second best, in my opinion. It's fine.
You know what? That is a good album.
Yeah, it's highly underrated when it came out, but I've been a fan since day one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not going to go into how I feel about Taylor Swift right now, but okay.
Another time.
Yeah, another time. We'll have a whole Taylor Swift breakdown episode on one of these podcasts at some point that we do.
Yeah, we got to get KG on it.
I was going to say. Oh, another thing about queer icon Dean Winchester, he watched Bewitched and knew enough about it that he knew that they switched actors at one point. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, we see you, sir.
Okay.
You know a lot about the hairdressers, and you've seen Bewitched pretty well. Okay. Not to say that everyone that watches Bewitched is queer, but like it's outside of Dean's typical purview. So like
yeah, and it's not like he's like maybe seen it one time when it was like on.
No,
like
he knows
he's a
that
fan.
they swapped out an actor and it caused a havoc. So like, okay, you enjoy it, sir.
Yeah, amazing. Him with the just the fight and like him with the bees.
He's so stressed about those bees.
He's just, I mean, to like, come on.
Yeah, I would too. Absolutely.
Like, yeah, that's not fun. And it's like funny that they're like, he's already up against the wall. He like already is not capable of fighting back. And then they just like add bees.
Just because.
Nice touch.
Sam being like, well, hey, you see, you're agreeing with each other. You're talking now. Like, isn't that
right?
Good. Please. Yeah.
And they're just like, and then when they make up and they're just like talking amongst themselves, Dean is still just like, can someone do something about the bees? Scare me.
Guys, focus on me, please, for 1 second.
Oh my god,
so good. It was very entertaining watching the boys be the punching bag for this relationship. Like that was kind of funny.
It really was. Yeah. And literally every time they opened their mouths, one of them would get mad.
Yep.
It was like they couldn't win
until they said something that made both of them mad, and he was like, "Oh, okay, see, guys,
now you're on the same page.
Yeah, this is good. We're starting a conversation. Not a very rewarding conversation for the boys, but they made it through, and they didn't have to kill anyone, and they kind of just let these witches be by themselves, I guess.
This was my question at the end of the episode. I was like, they're just letting them go.
Yeah,
I mean, they're very powerful. Maybe they realize they can't do anything, but like they're just like, okay, go, but whatever. Keep being witches and having your revenge kills.
I'm hoping that like they got a note in one of Bobby's like tomes, you know, like that, because he obviously keeps records on as many creatures that he can find that are out there that they are aware of and aren't causing active trauma danger. So I feel like they had to like put him on a watch list somewhere,
right?
And we'll keep tabs on you for the next
hunter watch list.
Yeah, there's gotta be.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is.
Bobby's network. Maybe that's what fucking Gavin's a character out there, right? Garth. Maybe that's what Garth is up to this whole time. Garth yet. No, we haven't. He's been mentioned a few times. And I know it's DJ Qualls because like I know him. But maybe that's what his whole job is, just monitoring the network of known creatures out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Ellie wasn't on that list last season, and she got revealed to be a creature of some sort. And she got past Bobby's radar. Maybe it's because she, you know, showed him the monster titties and then moved on. Like,
yeah, I think there was a reason for that.
Yeah.
Why she might not be on that list.
Oh, okay. I'm down with that. I'm sorry I said titties, guys, but it was a funny joke. Anyway, moving on to the end of the episode.
The last note I have about just the witches is when he like comes, what's his name? Don.
Fucking Don.
Comes in and like, first of all, kills the Leviathan, which like,
well,
okay, flex.
Shuts it down, doesn't kill it, puts it to sleep for a few days. Yeah.
Right. And then goes and retrieves the coin, and they're like, oh my God, what?
He's like, gonna kill us? What?
He's so like casual about his wife's revenge killing habits.
Attempted murder.
He's literally just like, man, what can you do? This
women,
is just what she does.
Like, gosh, okay, whoa. First of all, sir.
And then just leaves.
Yeah. He comes in, saves their lives, saves it again, and then dips out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Sorry about that.
Sorry she tried to kill you again. But to be fair,
she just what she does.
Try to kill her, right? So
I mean, yeah.
They're like, well, okay, yeah, I guess. But still.
But he's just so nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
And it's really funny.
Did enjoy that very much so. It had the same vibes as the paladin who shows up in the Dungeons and Dragons movie and comes in for like 10 minutes of screen time. He's an NPC that the DM basically throws in there to fix their problems for a second and then fucks off to go do his own thing. And like, okay, we dig it.
we go. Goodbye.
I'm gonna help you out, and I'm gonna be the coolest motherfucker in this movie, the only one who's competent, and now I'm gone.
And then I'm gonna leave.
Dawn is not the coolest character in this show, but that's fine. We got the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the end of this episode, Sam is trying once again to get Dean to talk about his feelings.
It was a good touch to have it bookending this episode, having him try something at the beginning and then try something at the end. And Dean's like, there's always something eating in me. That's just who I am. Like, I can't just move on from that. You could if you tried.
Right. You could. Why don't you just try? How about you try?
Just give it a little shot, please.
Yeah,
please?
Right? What could it hurt?
Or Sam, please?
Yeah.
Which I feel like,
Sam's like, it could get better, though, if you talked about it. And Dean is just like, I'm just fucking tired. Leave me alone.
Like, okay, we get it. You've been tired for 7 seasons.
Yeah, we understand.
You didn't talk about this shit with Lisa either. So that was the least tired you've been this whole show so far, when you had a year off to relax and do your thing. And it still didn't cause any growth. So maybe you should start trying.
Maybe.
I think once Cass comes back, that might be a good catalyst for him to actually start trying to deal with some emotions that he's been feeling.
Interesting.
Especially, okay, at this point, episode 5, I know what's going to happen in 5 episodes and I'm mad about it. But if Castiel doesn't come back before then I'm really worried about what Dean is going to do after that. Because he's going to be shot down deep dark pit and it's going to be so bad.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that. So especially if Bobby doesn't get to give Cass one last bit of instruction, like, hey, protect these fucking boys, like that's going to hurt me a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. I have nothing to say.
No, I know. And I would never ask you to. I'm not looking at your picture because I'm too good at reading people that I hang out with every week for the past weeks. So I don't know. I'm excited to see where the season goes. I've been very much enjoying it so far. I'm liking it. Yeah. I like the Leviathans as a antagonist for the season, and I like most of the episodes so far.
Yeah,
I don't think I didn't like any of them.
Yeah, I mean, no, regardless of what Elena says, I liked it.
I am very curious. What's Elena's next episode? 706/fiction. Okay, I'm curious to see how she feels about rewatching.
Yeah, we should ask her.
I'm hoping that it's a better vibe.
Yeah,
but who knows?
Good episode.
Solid ass episode.
I forgot that I liked this one so much.
Yeah, totally fair.
Yeah,
I would say me too, but first time.
Now it is time for our final and favorite section of the episode, our character to watch / character blessings. Noah, who would you like to bless and or watch going forward?
Oh, well, okay. Bobby was barely in this episode. So, honorable mention, blessing to Bobby. I loved your comedy this episode. It was great. But otherwise, I'm going to bless Dean because this motherfucker needs to talk about his feelings with his brother. Please.
Yeah.
God, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah, come on. Yes, the charade is up.
Which is nothing against Jensen for his acting because he portrays it so well.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I want an emotionally raw scene with him and Dean, him and Sam, and him and Bobby need to have a good heart-to-heart in the next 5 episodes. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking cry harder than I'm going to already.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of yelling this episode. I'm sorry. Sam.
It's all good. Let it out. We love it.
We're better than the brothers, right? We gotta let our emotions out and deal with them. It's fine.
Exactly. Set a good example.
Yeah, so they can take notes from it because they listen to the podcast. Yeah,
right. Of course,
in real time with the episodes.
Yeah. They're real life people. They're not characters on
exactly.
a TV show.
Anyway, who would you like to bless or watch?
I would like to bless and watch Sam. As I often do. He's really trying to have those conversations.
Break down a brick wall.
Yeah, it seems like he's going on his runs. He's really trying to get better and get healthy and physically and emotionally. He's making an effort and I hope that it pays off for him.
Damn, hell yeah.
He needs it.
He deserves it after the past
truly.
Year. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Could not be me.
Yeah. That is all for today. Thanks, Noah. This was fun.
Thank you. Duo episodes are highly underrated, I think.
I agree.
They're a lot of fun. You get to like voice out a lot of shit. It's really good.
Yeah.
Good vibes.
Yeah.
Oh.
All caps notes.
Yes. And sometimes all caps speaking. But
yeah, that's right.
if you enjoyed our vibes, make sure you subscribe to Saving People Querying Things. You can do that anywhere you listen to podcasts. And you know what? Maybe take some time this week and share the show with some of your friends. More than 3, I'll say. If you do, shout us out on our socials. Ooh, and if you need to find our socials, that as well as our latest season mixtapes and a link to our free Discord server is all on our website, queeringthingspodcast.com. If anybody out there shares the show to 3 or more friends, I will personally make sure you get a shout out on the next episode after we get the message.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And also out, our Queering People Saving Throws is our D&D adventure podcast that we are releasing every other Friday on this feed. And it is our main crew along with KJ of Supernatural Opinions. And it is a chaotic blast. And Noah is our wonderful DM, and you should go listen. It's really fun.
Very fun. And okay, you can say amazing DM all the time, but like the players are what makes it work. You know, the DM just sets the stage. The players have to take that stage and run with it. So every single player brings their heart and soul and puts it into their characters and makes it work. It's beautiful. And I'll just say now, we're pretty close to the conclusion of our first arc, and there's going to be a pretty big reveal coming up that I'm very excited for, and I can't wait to see if it lands with the players and with the audience. So tune in, let us know.
Yeah.
But until then, be sure to ride along with us next week as we explore season 7, episode 6/fiction through the theme of confusion.
Thank you all for coming along for the ride, and we wish you a peaceful road until we meet again.